Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my childhood game room. My gaming room? My game room. My game room. I've been in this bedroom since the 2nd grade. This collection, this setup has evolved so much since then, but pretty soon I'm gonna be packing up all this stuff and moving it to a new location, a brand new YouTube studio. So stay tuned for a tour of that. But before I tear everything down, I want to give one final tour of my OG childhood game room to document the occasion. Let's do it. So every room tour has to start at the beginning, of course, the outside of the bedroom door. So you walk in, right here, immediately greeted by this really cool perler art of Sonic the Hedgehog. I got this at Retro Game Con. My buddy Tiger Chainsaw actually got it for me. Thank you so much, dude. But behind the door, before we even move beyond it, we've got this Pokemon Sun and Moon launch day poster I got from GameStop, and this really cool Hylian shield I actually made back in the 6th grade, long time ago, but I still have it to this day. And then we got some coats right below that, a little Summer Game Fest tote bag. No one really cares about that. But this right here is kind of cool. It's a Nintendo Switch, light switch. I'm sorry for that one. But here I got my window, and I've never done one of these in the day, so look at that beautiful daylight. Above here, we've got a Mario hat from my elementary school Mario costume. Above the window, we have a little Squirtle perler art, this really cool Mario hat that they gave out at Nintendo Live 2023. And that connects Charmander to Squirtle. Smash Ball perler art that leads right into this standard video game controller neon light. But that frames in the logo to this Mario Galaxy 2 poster really nicely. I've had this probably since I started making videos. I love this as a backdrop. And then right here we have the Mario Bros. Plumbing van hat, which they gave out on tour for the promotional event for the Mario movie. They brought it to PAX East, and I actually got one of the hats and the magnets and other collectibles. And then below that, we've got some lanyards and some badges for the bigger events I've been accepted to. The Summer Game Fest. It's probably the largest event that I've been able to be a creator for. I got to try Sonic X Shadow Generations before launch. That was insanely cool. And then we got the PAX West and PAX East badges from last year. This little special edition Mario Blu-ray set for the Mario movie. The vinyl record for the Mario movie, which is an awesome piece. I love the colors in that. That's definitely a nice little backdrop. And then down below is my first game shelf, which is kind of the less impressive of the two, as you can see by Sonic impatiently waiting for the better part of the collection. But you got my little Dreamcast collection, not too crazy. PS1, a little bit better. I got Mario here because I do Mario and Sonic content. Makes sense. PS2 stuff, I have only played probably 2 of these games. PS3 collections, mostly my dad's stuff. He had a lot of these games. I took the ones I wanted. Then the OG Xbox, I converted some licensed games to so I could get better quality footage. The Xbox 360 collection is kinda a little bit lackluster. A couple Xbox One games. I still don't even have an Xbox One or the Series X. I do want to get one soon. PlayStation 4 collection, this is somewhat sizable, a little bit of PS5 stuff. As you can see, a couple Sonic games right there. And then down below, it's kind of dusty, kind of messy, but we got some PSP games and then some movies and whatnot. The Blu-rays for the Spider-Man trilogy, you gotta love that. But moving up from that, we've got my desk setup, which is a little bit confusing here. I've got 2 computers. This one here is my Accelerate Gaming headquarters. You see we got the little keyboard and mouse for that. This monitor connects to this computer down here, which is an HP Pavilion desktop. Used to be the main setup, but now I've got this laptop because I go to a lot of conventions, I'm on the road quite a bit, and bringing a desktop is just not doable for that. So I got a laptop. This thing's pretty powerful. It edits, it renders everything just fine, so no issues with that. Check out the little stickers on the back. You gotta love it. It's an Acer Nitro 5, so if you want the same power to the pixels as this guy, you got it right there. And finally, I've got the PS5 in here because when the new Sonic game came out, I needed to get a bunch of footage, and I think I'm gonna keep it in here because I like having it. Super high quality footage, and I like having a Blu-ray player in my bedroom as well. Moving on, we got the Switch, which you're probably wondering why I have the base dock on here because I always talk shit about it. The reason is it actually fits a lot better in my current setup. Anytime I travel, I do bring the portable Switch dock, but for my home setup, this is a little bit more space efficient, because this thing takes up a lot of space. This is my label printer for Accelerate Gaming. Then my Wii U, which yes, I do still play Wii U in 2024. I was playing Nintendo Switch Sports Basketball. It was terrible, so I played the Wii Sports Resort version. I got the gamepad down here. But Wii Sports Resort Basketball is the only way to play basketball. Don't even at me about that. And above all that, we got my 43-inch TCL 4K TV with a little wiggler chilling up top. And right next to that TV, we got my little GameCube set up atop this mini CRT, which is perfectly sized to fit on top of this filing cabinet and makes the absolute most of this space because I'm kind of kind of really cramped here, but it definitely works great. I love having a real cathode ray tube to play my games on. And then the top drawer here of this cabinet has all my controllers. I like to keep one of everything in there, and then a couple duplicates of like GameCube and controllers I use a lot more of. I do have more controllers over there, which I'll get to in a second. And then right above that, we've got one of my favorite little sections, which is all my media badges. We've got both Galaxy Cons, this is my first ever one, 2 Retro Game Cons, a Torg, the Midwest Gaming Classic, that show was awesome, and then New York Comic Con, which I went to a few weeks ago. These are my equivalent to medals. I love getting press passes, I love attending all these events. And then of course we've got some wall paintings here, as you can see, Link and Sonic, which my sister made for me. I did this beautiful King K. Rool because when he got announced for Smash Bros, I was ecstatic. Little Stewie, little Bowser right here, the Nintendo Game Plan poster. And then my first ever Nintendo New York launch event was Echoes of Wisdom, which was a couple months ago, and then we got the little Nintendo New York emblem at the bottom there. Gotta love that. And then right down here, we've got these little shelves, which have the rehydrated Sandy statue, an RC Mario Kart from the Mario movie, and then the Elephant Mario. I didn't end up getting the card, super unfortunate, but my sister actually painted this on a little piece of wood, and I love that, and it's right next to all my otherwise complete collection of Mario Wonder trading cards. We got this little Lumalee that's hanging here. This is a 3D print that my sister painted. This is also really, really cool. Down here we've got a bunch of Sonic Movie 3 toys because I'm doing an unboxing of all the toys that are out very, very soon. When you're watching this, it's probably already out. But next to that, we've got some amiibo. I got a lot more new ones because Nintendo New York had a ton of them that I didn't have, and I had to pick them up. Some more Sonic stuff, some more shipping stuff. And then to the right of this, right, we've got my little closet covered in a Mario blanket. Atop that, we have my little Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles minifigs, and the Tiger Electronics Sonic 3 toy. That leads right into Samba de Amigo Maracas box, and my glorious homemade custom video game shelf. I built this a couple of years ago now, but this fits in the space perfectly. I love the collection that it contains. Up top is some of my favorite stuff. We've got a couple Complete in Box Genesis games, which I really recently picked up. Mario 3 NES Complete in Box, that's a really nice copy. A bunch of CIB Super Nintendo stuff, a couple N64 games, of course the Kirby Amiibo. So Nintendo events, they give out little gold coins, and this is from my first Nintendo event, Live 2023 in Seattle. I got in the last day of the show. I got really lucky. I was able to go. That was incredibly cool. But down here we got the NES collection, a couple of Genesis games up top. Super Nintendo, I got Yoshi's Island on display, one because I have no more room, and two, my sister gave that to me, and I appreciate it. And then we got King K. Rool Amiibo, because Donkey Kong Country is electric. The Banjo-Kazooie U2s, covering some Super Nintendo games, and leading into the N64 collection, which I hate that these don't have N labels. It's kind of a shame. I got some really good stuff back here. We got Conker, Banjo, Mario 64, Mario Tennis, a bunch of really, really good games, but I can only show a couple up front there. That's okay. Because moving down, we got my GameCube collection, which is probably my most impressive console lineup. We've got pretty much all the staples. Of course, we got Animal Crossing, the Donkey Kong rhythm games, Kirby Air Ride, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Party 5 and 7, Kart, Mario Golf, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. And then it kind of skips this shelf, handheld stuff, which I will show really quickly here. Got a couple DS games, a little bit of 3DS stuff, and then the original Game Boy, a little Pokeball, and back here, can't really see it too well, but I got my new 2DS, my DS Lite, and a Game Boy Color. And then below that is the remainder of my GameCube collection. We've got a bunch of Sonic games, Star Fox Adventures, Super Smash Bros., Mario Sunshine, all the heavy-hitting games, and then of course the Spice Orange GameCube, which is my favorite color variant of any system of all time. Of course, we got Sonic Gems collection because it matches, so I had to do that to them. But down here we got my Wii collection, which hasn't really expanded a ton since last time. I did get Mario Party 8, that's a more recent pickup. Wii U stuff, I do have quite a bit of Wii U collection, not too bad. And the Nintendo Switch, this has really outgrown the space I had set aside for it. I never thought I'd have this many games. As you can see, they're kind of stacking up to the top of the next shelf there, but Switch collection's decently strong. And then below that, we've got all my TV shows on DVD, a bunch of Simpsons, SpongeBob seasons, The Office, classics. And yeah, that is my entire homemade game shelf, but we still haven't covered the biggest shelf in the room, the wraparound shelf. This is kind of the coolest thing about this bedroom. When I first moved in here, these were empty, and I was like, there is no way I can ever fill these up. And now, as you can see, it is just cluttered with stuff, which I absolutely am so grateful for. This is awesome. But starting in this corner here, we have this jumbo Mario plush holding a little controller there. A Summer Game Fest beer, which I don't really drink beer, but it's a cool little keepsake from the convention. Top, we got the little Nintendo New York water bottle, a Game & Watch amiibo in the box, and then below that is my YouTube play button. I have always dreamed about having one of these, doing a room tour with one of these in it. This is kind of a full circle moment. I've watched so many room tours with one of these, and now being the guy to have one is so awesome and surreal. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel and allowing me to get that. I really appreciate it. And then right next to the play button, we've got my first ever special guest sign, which at that event was also the Mario cast. So there was Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, the voice of Rosalina, the voice of Peach, and the voice of Bowser. And as you can see on there, we have all 4 of their signatures on this. I asked them, hey, since I'm a guest too, can I have all the guests sign it? And they said, sure, we'll do it for you. So that now has the entire Mario cast, the original Mario, not the new guy that's kind of screwing everything up. But no, that is such a priceless piece in my collection. I love that so much. Below that, we got my little Statue of Liberty Pikachu, because I stayed in New York for a month this year, and I kept going to Nintendo New York. I saw that. I had to pick it up to kind of remember my trip. This little Discord Nitro statue was included with the Summer Game Fest media bag. I don't know why, but there he is. A couple statues, little collectibles. Back there is my Muppets Party Cruise copy, which was signed by Kermit the Frog, Steve Whitmire. That's really cool. Torgman Adventures, the game that goes along with that convention. Little Nintendo collectibles, the Tears of the Kingdom pin from PAX East, and then the Nintendo Live Elephant Mario. He kind of fell over. Then Nintendo New York bag, some really random stuff. Happy Meal toys, Pez dispensers. Sonic amiibo, I love having that brand new. Energy drinks, again, I don't drink those, but they do look sick with the characters on them. My dad's childhood NES console, that's super cool with Mario Bros in it. Mario and Bowser kind of fighting up top. The Starman Fort cut level from Mario Galaxy 3D print, I love that. Up above we got the NES amiibo, the stupid little platinum points reward that I had to pay for shipping on. I was pissed about that. But then other amiibo I have in the box, nothing too valuable. I just didn't want to open them because they're cool. Then a bunch of extra toys, chess pieces, Connects figurines, Pokemon tins, some Happy Meal toy overflow. Then we got Devil World for the Famicom, the first Miyamoto developed game. We got Steve and Alex in the box, my first ever gaming tournament win for Madden 2022, which I never thought I would say. Up here, Star Fox Zero sealed, and then we move into my console boxes. We got the Donkey Kong Bongo box, the NES box, that's really vintage. The new 2DS box, the new Game & Watches, we got the Zelda and of course the Mario one. Switch Lite, the Wii U New Super Mario Bros. Edition. Nintendo Switch version 2 with a little Sega sign in front of it. The PS1 Classic, PS5 controller, Quest 2 box, and then the PS5 box. Then down at the bottom here we got some extra amiibo here. Really random stuff, perler art, some pins from PAX, then a Joy-Con box with a little Echoes of Wisdom launch day display on top. And then on top of the PS5 box, we got my Mario cereal from 2017. That is definitely moldy. Disrupting the Game, written and signed by Reggie. That's absolutely insane. That's an awesome collectible. Good old Bold and Brash belongs in the trash. SpongeBob and Patrick from the Rehydrated Special Edition. Rosalina amiibo kind of overlooking everything. The Sonic Superstars pre-order bonus, little acrylic display. Some U2s, some Funko Pops, Sonic Frontiers Steelbook. Stupid baby Sonic that came with Sonic Colors Ultimate. I don't know why, but Seinfeld Junior mints. Oh yeah. Sonic, Supersonic, Perler bead art, random displays, Rhino. That thing actually looks really cool. Sonic Plush, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy on original DVD because those look really cool. The Batman game, found that at Goodwill. We got some Dollar Tree Nickelodeon toys, because why not? And then this little cup here. At Summer Game Fest, they were giving out these really cool themed Sonic drinks. So I got a fresh cup, and I got it all the way back home from LA in one piece, which I was super stoked about. But that about does it. I think that's every section of the... Oh, if you're wondering where I'm keeping all my retro systems, because I do have a ton of them, they're not over on the desk. I keep them up in these bins. I've got the wires right in here, and then a couple bins of systems up top, because it's way easier to just grab whatever I need and go than to have them all out on my desk. That'd be chaos. Then down here we have those extra controllers I was talking about earlier. The OG Xbox, because this thing in itself is 10 pounds. I wasn't about to put one of those in there and just kill myself pulling that down. All right, so I believe that's everything. If you guys did enjoy this room tour, please drop it a like. It means a lot to me. As always, I will see you in the next one.